Hi guys, remember to like my video, share my video, and those who haven't subscribed to Bev Brown channels, please subscribe to Bev Brown channel. I'm gonna share a story out of my Sabbath school quarterly with you, but it's a true story that happened many years ago. So please listen attentively, guys, to this story, because sometimes people done us wrongs and we wonder and ponder, oh, am I gonna forgive that person who hurt me? Or am I gonna forgive that person who tell lies on me and did wrong to me or to my children? So let's listen to this story. And I'm gonna read it, guys. And as you know, my eyes, guys, Bev Brown eyesight not 100% when reading. But please listen attentively to Bev Brown story. The lesson is rest, relationships, and healing. Rest, relationships, and healing. And the memory text, but now do not therefore be grieved or hungry with yourselves because you sold me here. For God sent me before you to preserve life. That was Joseph when his brother threw him in the pit and then took him out and sold him to be a slave. So this is a story about forgiveness. This is a story about forgiveness. So a man has been accused of sexually assaulting a woman. She positively identified him as in a police lineup. Though evidence made his guilt questionable, the woman was adamant that Johnny was the guilty party. And so Johnny went to prison where he rotted for 14 years for a crime that he did not commit. Only when DNA evidence came, let me mess up again, guy. Sorry. The woman, when the DNA evidence came, the woman, Joan, realized her terrible mistake. So after the DNA evidence came, Joan was the name of that person, realized the terrible mistake that she had done to Johnny. She wanted to meet Johnny after he had been released. What would this man, who had suffered so much, do when he came face to face with this woman who had ruined his life for so many years? She was in a room waiting for him to come. When he did, and they looked each other in the eyes, Joan burst into tears. Johnny just leaned down and took her. Johnny just leaned down and took her by the hands, and he looked at me and said, "I forgive you." I couldn't believe it. Here was this man whom I had hated and whom I have wanted to die, and yet now here he is telling me who had done him so much wrong that he forgave me. Only then did I begin to understand what grace was really about, and only then did I begin to yield and have true rest. Yes, so Joan accused Johnny of the one who raped her when Johnny wasn't the one that raped her in the story. It wasn't Johnny, and Johnny went and did 14 years. And she was out, although Johnny was in prison during this time, she was out wishing for him to be dead. And when the evidence of the DNA test came, it wasn't Johnny that raped Joan. And then now, Joan wanted to meet Johnny and wondering what Johnny would have said to her or done to her to know that for 14 years he was in prison for a crime that he didn't commit. But when Johnny met Joan and Joan was crying, Johnny leaned down, took her hands in his hands, and said, "I forgive you." How many of us would do that? We'd be so hungry with that lady. We'd be so hungry and upset if she has sent her son or her husband to prison for a crime that he did not commit. But just like Joseph in the Bible, that's what happened to him when his brothers sold him because of jealousy, because of envious, and because he always tell them of his dream, and they said they want them to come and bow to him. And eventually in the end it happened. Everything that he dreamt back then, because by being a slave and by selling, they sold him to this person and to that person, then he became a great man, a governor. And then famine was in their country and they have to journey to him to get things. And you all know this story. And eventually when they came, they didn't even know that it was recognized that it was their brother Joseph. And he was happy to see them. He went in a room and cried because he forgave them for what they have done to him. But they didn't know until eventually he was testing them. So when they went and he said they should bring their younger brother with them, and they didn't want to, and the father didn't want to trust them with the younger brother, but they pleaded to the father to let the younger brother come with them, because the man said would not sell them anything if they didn't come with me, because Joseph wanted to see his little brother. That brother was his mother's son. They were both mother's children. So when they eventually came and everything was over and they were going, no, Joseph sent one of his servants to put the a golden cup in his sack with his grain. And then when they went away now, and Joseph sent for them to return, and he said, in the bag, in the sack where the cup is found, that person is going to be kept and go to prison. And when they search, it was found in the little brother's bag. So Joseph was just testing them to see if they were kind and loving and caring, or they are the same wicked brothers as before. But when they eventually find the cup in the little brother bag, I think his name was Benjamin, they were very hungry and saying, no, you wouldn't have done that. You wouldn't have taken your cup. Please, put me in prison instead of my little brother. It would kill my father, because our other brother have been killed, and that have hurt my father. And now this little one, no, please don't do that to this. And Joseph went inside and wept bitterly, because he see that they have been changed person. They are changed. So Joseph send away all his servants and so on, and invite them, let them go and sit around a table, and then he come and reveal himself to them, to let them know that he is the Joseph. And they were so afraid that they thought Joseph was going to punish them, but he assured them that he would not hurt them. He's happy for them and he forgive them, because what they did meant for bad, but it was for good, because he was now the governor. They would have starved to death if he wasn't there to prepare food for them in the time of famine. So Joseph forgave them, and all of them came to live in the land where Joseph was. You see, guys, so we have to learn to forgive each other. Don't care what the person have done us. Sometimes people done us so much wrong, but God said we have to forgive. How many times must we forgive? 70 times 7. That's what God said. So remember, guys, let us love each other, let us forgive each other, and let us always put God first in our life, in our everyday walk in life, because we don't know what tomorrow brings. We see today, we don't know, we are not sure for tomorrow, in what is happening in this world, all kind of ups and downs. Everything is going down. The enemy is fighting, but he's fighting a losing battle, because God is coming soon, guys, to take over his world. Because all what is happening, all the disaster, everything that is happening, God said worse is yet to come. So we have to just prepare ourselves, not to panic, not to be afraid, but to trust God and to know that he's the great one above. He said he will never leave us nor forsake us. So remember, trust God. Don't be afraid. Put your trust in him. Everything that bother you, sickness, all kind of things that is coming down on you, just put it before King Jesus and he will solve your problem. Only He can ease our pain, free up our mind. He knows every hair on our heads are numbered by God. So He knows our in and our out. Peace out. Bev Brown said that. Love you. Big up yourself every time it's Bev Production. Peace out.